getting attention of the American government has its own good and bad side. Let me give you a bit of context again. When Barack Obama, and the Democratic Party of America, when they became interested in Nigeria, it was simply because at the time, Nigeria was already on their radar, where the human rights abuses, the blah, America have kind of got wind of that. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan rejected the gay bill. He didn't reject it. National Assembly rejected it, and he signed the rejected bill, which at the time, Tifnumbu and this gang, right, who themselves are Democrats. They are registered, Tifnumbu and most of these guys, they are registered Democrats. Yeah, they are registered Democrats. So, and they are also Democratic Party donors as well. Like they are among the people that donate to the Democratic Party in America. So it was easier to sell the idea of regime change to Obama's government. The rest today is history. And what did the Obama government, what did they do? First, they placed embargo on Nigeria from acquiring weapons to fight this Boko Haram. The American mainstream media, politicians, they were drafted into it. And just like what you're about to witness now, if Trump, like I said, it's good or bad, okay? If Trump wants to be like them, right? So everybody's going to get interested. Like they were never aware. Not that because they were never aware, but this time it's going to be like, okay, yeah, it's the central stuff. Let's do something or act on it. So it was easier. The difference between Obama and Trump right now, in my own opinion, is that we all know Trump doesn't like anything Democrats right now, yeah? So if they sell the regime change, for example, because of this to Trump, so here is the reason why it may not likely fly, okay? Is that now I won't like it if Numbu is Democrats, and the Democrat people are the ones who have kept his file away from Nigerians when it mattered most. So America looked the other way under Biden because they are Democrats. So the alternatives would then be who? Atifku, Obi. Well, from my own experience, from my own understanding as well, Peter Obi is a registered Democrat, not like registered. No, is it registered or it's also like a donor to the Democratic Party. He attends Democratic Party conventions. Like Tifnumbu and gang are also donors before, you know what I mean? So would Trump agree to regime change that is still, others are like, no, forget about that. It's about deal. If Donald Trump could sit or have a chat with the once declared most wanted terrorist from Syria, who is now the president or whatever of Syria right now, in suit, met with Trump, the same man America promised $10 million a ransom on. Forget about it, it's about deal. So how that is going to play out, I don't know. But would America give you the chance, at least the tools, to take down the APC? Yeah, it's possible. I don't know how. I may just make something up, right? But it is possible. Nigeria is not a small country as well, that America is just going to say, no, it doesn't work that way. They have a way to take advantage of what is already obvious: economic downturn, insecurity, hunger, and name it. Then corruption. These are easy tools that could be weaponized any moment. And like 2026 has been projected anyway as the year of baptismal fire for Tifnumbu. his gang, like it happened to Bokwari and his own gang too. You get what I mean? So this could be the ingredient towards that. And let me promise you, if indeed they actually want to clamp down on them, you will feel it. Talking about it alone, we have seen Tifnubu and others in the last 3 days. They are now talking more about peace. We are one. We love, we are supposed to love ourselves. We are brothers keepers. So Arewa, all of una will be Arewa from northern Nigeria. My advice for you is this. You shouldn't be mad. In fact, don't call it a propaganda that they said they are killing, jihadists are killing Christians in Nigeria if you are not a dumb jihadist yourself. Because Christians, Muslims, they are supposed to be Nigerians, right? Now, if you are very honest, right, that these terrorists have killed more Muslims too, now those are the people you have to kind of like direct your rage to. And you should be grateful to America. The terrorist sponsor, the terrorist financiers in Nigeria who are giving you money to go on social media, to be posting nonsense about America wants to divide Nigeria. We are living in peace. You are mad. Because if you are not really mad, the reason why some of them are possibly triggered, mostly triggered, is that if for any reason, Nigerians decided that they've had enough of this APC terrorism, that APC lose power in Nigeria, because that's going to be the end of terrorism in Nigeria, in case if you don't know. Yeah, it's not from, see, if APC rules you for the next 50 years, you are going to live with terrorism for that years. I promise you that. Their sponsors, who are mostly protected, are the ones who have done so well to rehire repentant terrorists, recruited them into the Nigerian army, and who are now pretty much working as internal saboteurs. The way that are giving you money to go on social media and say there is no Christian killing and all of that, they will watch you killed. Because if you are a Muslim, for instance, if you are a Muslim and somehow you feel like this expose is an attack on Islam, you are dumb and you are more than probably stupid than what you think. Because here is the thing. You are saying they are killing Muslims too, which means they can kill you anytime. They can kill you. So you shouldn't be upset, right, that America is talking about the Christians being killed. In fact, if you have to be upset, you should be upset with Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, a few of these places that should be speaking up for you and say, hey, they are killing more Muslims in Nigeria. Nigeria, the whole world should know about it. You should not be upset with those who are bringing up these atrocities. If you agree that the terrorists are also killing Muslims, as they are killing Christians, and they are killing people who are not, sure you get. If you agree with that, that means some killings are going on. So your anger shouldn't be at those who are exposing it. No, your rage, your anger, right? Should be at the terrorist, one. Then the government, the second. Politicians will tell you that it's nothing, or they are trying to come and break the country. Hang on. Why do you want to live in the country? You, closet terror sympathizer, being a closet jihadist. Why do you want to remain in the same country with infidels when you can actually have your own country? Where you can have the Sharia, you can use your blasphemy, you can use everything you want to use. You can't say you want to have one Nigeria, and then you are promoting this ideology of as if to say, you have to be ruled by a different dislike. What the F for you? And those some of us who are always like putting on this full bed sheet on their heads, trying to make themselves, to convince you that they deserve or they need a different laws because of their religion to operate, to exist. And in that same breath, they are in Nigeria, they are convicting people for saying something about Muhammad. You are angry. You are easily upset that if somebody says something about your religion, right? Somebody says something about your religion, they upset you so much that even though you can't kill somebody, but you will justify those who kill people. We have had people who are not Muslims who have been killed by mobs in the name of blasphemy. A majority of you have justified it. I mean, come on. Some of those widows they are giving money to right now, saying there is no genocide. There is no genocide in Nigeria. There's this, yeah. Most of this, man, God. Most of you are waiting victims, by the way. Yeah. Why do you want to live in the country with an infidel? I wouldn't mind to know. You can have your own country. I wish you have the control over that, though. APC needs to be destroyed, and Nigeria needs to peacefully break up so everybody can be on their own and do whatever the fuck all you want to do. So that one is that. I have a brother who have something to say about this, how a lot of you who are victims of all this corruption, bad leadership, and what have you, are pretty much enablers, culprits, right? The country is bleeding. They are telling you that, no, it is not. In fact, it is fine. See, we are just building, they just built these houses. They just built this one. They just bought this car. They just got this, you know what I mean? Like, but people are dying. Eh? And I agree, ma'am. My lady Flora, I agree. It's evidence, right? People are dying. We are seeing it. Even if you have no full idea, come on to Maiyegun's Diary Political, type in Fulani terrorist, Fulani bandit, Boko Haram, and all this stuff. You're likely going to see a lot of them that have covered over the years. Eh? Everybody day in day. Eh? It's only these terrorists, the Fulani terrorists, too, the Boko Haram terrorists, too. They are people going to meet people where they live, slaughter them. Hmm? In Enugu. Are you with me? So there's a community in Enugu. Okay, it's called but hang on, let me see if I can put that up. So there's a community in Enugu called Onoli community. Yesterday, this is just yesterday, the terrorists struck there. Fulani terrorists. They killed one, macheted one, and there are other stories of how they even use the system, right? Let me see. There's a part of that story I want to read out to you. Give me a second. First, they said the community lead. Okay, hang on. The Onoli community is in Agu local government area of Enugu State. Okay, so the terrorists arrived, early last night, like yesterday evening, and where they had an encounter with a farmer, right? A farmer whose name is kind of like not disclosed. Okay, so when they caught up with him and macheted him, others who heard the scream and his cry, and others, ran away, right? However, when you now go into the community, it's not the first time they have suffered in the hands of these terrorists that the government has continued to like pretend that it's not happening, right? But there is more story there, right? It said this, and somebody else said a family member. There's a deceased called Samson Okolie. I want to get the full name here, Samson. So a family member said, "It is true Fulani Asme killed our brother. He was killed." And that's his body on my screen. So said, what happened is that the guy who was about 30 years old went to the farm along Enugu Port Harcourt Highway. It is on the right. It is on the right. If you are going to Port Harcourt, the place is near the boundary between Enugu and Abia State. They said this. They stopped him, right, somewhere around the Ogbaki. Sorry, no, they stopped him. He said something. And then they stabbed him in the chest and he died at the UNTH. It's University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, Enugu. So he died. Now, there's another part to the story, right? Where those who are supposed to be eyewitnesses. They ended up being arrested, right? This is another story. They ended up being arrested and they had to call the guy. In fact, let me see if I have the story. Explain that the area had been unsafe for months as Fulani men had forced many villagers to abandon their farmlands. He said residents of nearby Obuovia village in Ugulechi, Agu, autonomous community had been completely displaced. He also narrated how another young man, popularly known as Azuefe, was recently arrested and detained for 3 months after others accused him of disturbing them while farming in the same area. Now, during his detention, he was allegedly tortured and accused of being a member of Eastern Security Network, ESN, and armed wing of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB. Fulani terrorists reported another Igbo man in Enugu. A Nigerian government arrested him, police arrested him, locked him up for 3 months. Afterward, they accused him of being ESN, as well as an IPOB member. And you know what happened? They tagged him a terrorist. While the real terrorists, God knows from where they come from, are there in Enugu, reporting the Igbos in Enugu. Situation, right? In Kogi, it has been reported that somewhere in Yagba West, local government area of Kogi State, the terrorists, yesterday, they killed 27 people. 27 human beings were slaughtered just yesterday again in Yagba West, local government area of Kogi. Now, by the eyewitness, they said the bandits killed 27 people in Yagba West just yesterday, and it was not reported. They invaded the area with heavy weapons. The eyewitness continued, said, a woman's husband narrowly escaped with injuries during the raid, which occurred near residence of Senator Karimi, that guy that stopped El Rufai from being minister. Karimi, you remember him? He said the woman and 2 of her children were kidnapped right from their house around 2 a.m. in the early hours of this Friday morning, while her husband escaped with wounds. Now, it happened very close to the house of the current Kogi West Senator Karimi. And what other eyewitness account there? 27 human beings slaughtered. Prior to that, in that same Kogi West, in that same Yagba West, in that same Kogi State, it's been like almost everyday thing. You'll be lucky if they kidnap you. Killings, as they are trying to penetrate through the Midwest of Nigeria, which is the middle belt of Nigeria, right? They call it North Central. So they are breaking through in Kwara, penetrating through Benue, daggering through the heart of Kogi, going through that Axis Star way. As they are in Benue, they are in Enugu, and on like that, they are in Ebonyi. So you get up to the riverine area, and you are wondering, what the heck are they really doing? Who the hell are these people? Those who are supposed to tame them are telling you to learn how to live in peace with them. How do you live in peace with people who comes to your community with God, with these war weapons? How? That is APC, Egbekebese way, right? So if you hear America talk about it and everybody is raising concern about it, you should be raising your own voice too, not try to kind of like cover the mouth of everyone else. Yeah? This brother said it all. You, your leaders, your pastors, the church, the mosque, and your religion. Listen.
I used to think that the church and politics were 2 different monsters. I was wrong. They are 2 heads on the same beast, feeding on your fear and your faith, tearing flesh from your bones while you clap. This one requires you to think and be patient. The politicians steal in the daylight, and the pastor sanctifies the theft at night. The politician drains the treasury and the pastor tells you to pray for your leaders. The politician builds no roads, no schools, no hospitals, yet funds cathedrals and mosques because he knows that religion is the leash around your own neck. It is a perfect arrangement. The politician poisons you with corruption, and the church sedates you with obedience. The politician denies you food, and the pastor tells you to fast.